Welcome back to Goblinville on Dungeons and Dragons. We are now heading out to find the expert woodcutter who is rumored to be in these particular woods that we have targeted 3 days away.
Mountains.
Mountains.
Are they mountains?
Wooded.
I guess we move this to light? Or
Yep,
does this
move it to light. You're in good position, or standing position.
Yeah.
And you'll
What was that?
And you'll roll initiative to get this walking order, which will definitely be important.
Jeez, I keep rolling 5s.
5.
Sice.
6.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I guess I'm going last, rolling a
with
5.
a 5. Yeah, Dan's gonna go in front of me.
Oh, boy. So you go through Meadowy, and you are all of a sudden besieged by 3 dancing goblins. They are dancing rather absurdly, but in unison. You've not seen them previously.
Ooh.
And they are dressed. One is in a tunic, and he has a giant acorn that's painted black on top of his head. There's one dressed in loose, light blue human garb, has a massive face mask on, and the other one is has blonde with pigtails sticking straight out, and is also
So,
rather dirty.
Can I clarify, like, is his hair in pigtails, or does he have, like, 2 tails of pigs that he had chopped off and, like, hooked to his head? Because either I feel are acceptable.
In the goblin world, I agree.
Yeah, no, the first one.
Okay.
They're just blonde, straight out pigtails. But wears but has
Sorry for that
a
visual.
pigtail attached to the belt, so it's just the
Yeah.
pigtail coming on the back.
Oh, like an actual tail?
Yeah, an
All
actual
right.
tail.
For, like, a
Decorative
tail
tail.
coat.
Yeah.
So could these be potentially people from town or goblins from town? Or
You
these
said
just
we've never seen them
different
before.
You've never seen them before.
Well, there's one has a mask on, so you don't know.
That's
No,
true.
it's true.
The other 2 you've definitely not seen before. They're quite distinctive. And they're like just dancing like in your face, like.
Like they're in our face.
Oh yeah, they like got like right up, and they started like approaching.
Is there music at all, or are they just dancing to nothing?
Oh, they're dancing to nothing.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Then yes. I immediately walk up to the one in the mask in the light blue and say, Godra, what are you doing all the way out here?
Who did you say?
Doctor Who.
The crazy seer that lives in the hollowed out light blue tree.
He just looks at you like perplexed.
I know that's you in there. Don't you look at me all crazy like that. How many times have you put on this mask in front of me when I come up there to get herbs and talk to you about crazy different conspiracies? Please take that off.
So the goblin does take off the mask, and it's definitely not Doctor Who.
How'd you get that mask?
I came across it.
Came across it how? In Dumpsturk?
It is in the outskirts of a human village.
I don't believe you.
So then
Suspicious immediately.
the one with the acorn hat, it like steps aside and just goes shh, and then goes back to staring at you and dancing.
I back away, extremely suspicious. I do nothing immediately. Nothing immediately. No action.
Okay.
I'm gonna be moved, and I'm moved by their dancing, and I kind of just start dancing along with them a little bit. Not quite as animated as them, but like I'm clearly like digging it.
Wait a second. Do I have enough for my spells right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, no action.
I also want to be kind of like, actually, as I'm getting into it, I'm starting to kind of like just toot on the horn a little bit, like it's a saxophone, like giving them something to dance to.
Steve changes his mind and eats half of a blood fried goose feather.
So
I'm charging it up.
you're charging it up.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
So
half of
once
one.
you start tooting, the three of them stop dancing immediately, and the one with the acorn actually uses wild dancing into a spin kick, and actually kicks Stump in the face.
Oh, hell no.
Oh.
All right.
I immediately stop tooting, and I get the angriest look ever on my face for kicking my mentor and my father figure. Not cool.
So what do I roll? Just a danger or a harm?
It just happens. You
Okay.
take it.
Oh, even more. So I can't do any action then, right? Because I did no action.
You can take an action.
Oh, okay. Well, he just spun kicked him. I released it. I released the noxious gas, turned around, aimed it right at the one that kicked Stump.
All right, you're gonna use the spell. Okay.
Oh yeah, immediately.
All right.
Wait, so what happens to me when he hits me though?
It's a rather weak kick.
I feel like you might go stumbling back.
You take it like a boss.
Yeah, you take.
But
it
you take it like the boss you are.
Oh, so I could potentially hit him too. With my noxious gas.
Oh no! You're going to. The spell is going to succeed. The sorcery roll would be whether or not you become sick.
Whether I become sick.
Yeah.
Because even though everybody likes their own brand,
3.
sometimes it'll kill
I
you.
got a condition.
Okay. So the condition it's sick.
Probably
I think,
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
got a minor case of the blood winds. So the one you use it on drops to his knees, choking violently. And the other two look down and they look back up at the rest of you, pissed off.
They started it.
But they will attack you. So the other three of you take actions.
So, one that attacked, or one the closest one to me that's looking to attack, I'm looking to get retribution for that roundhouse kick to Stump's face. So I'm gonna roundhouse kick it in the face.
Oh man. Okay, so the one with the mask or the one with the pigtails?
Go with the mask.
The mask. Okay. So the action is you'll spin kick in the face. The danger.
Well, actually, which one was the one that spun kicked him? The acorn.
The one that's choking now. With the
Oh,
acorn.
okay. Then,
Yeah.
then now
Real
we'll go
quick.
for the mask.
Yeah.
Mask guy.
The danger is it dance dodges and trips you with the injury.
He's a master of capoeira.
The injury being, well, you'll just fall on your butt. So we'll just
Little
start with those
bruise.
two for now.
Little
Yeah.
bruise. So, okay. So 3 I'm rolling.
So no, just the two.
So I get a 5 and a 3. So, yeah. All right. So I do it and I fall on my butt.
Okay, so you're gonna do this success and take the danger.
Yep.
So you'll spin kick, and so he does a 360 spin, and while that's happening, just gets one foot up and kicks you in the face, so that you both fall down. You've clearly done far more damage to him than you have received, but that's how that falls down. So then remove that die. You got 2 left. Well, and
I'm gonna stab the closest one with my speed arms.
so you're gonna stab pigtails.
Yes. I'm gonna chop off his pigtails. I'm gonna stab him.
Okay, so yeah, the action to chop off the pigtails,
No,
or
digging holes because I love making holes. I'm gonna just dig holes into his torso.
okay, basically the same danger.
Am I still injured?
You're
I would
Well,
say no.
you can remove the condition. It's just you have to use spade hands.
That's fair. All right, so action, danger, and then my love of making holes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sir, I have achieved my action, and no bad things happen.
So you see all this crazy spinning and everything, and you just step right up and you just go like this and just shove your spade straight into its chest.
Oh.
How many mercenaries?
Om Om Shivaya. Om Om Shivaya.
मेरी मुट्ठी में है अब इसकी जान मेरी मुट्ठी में है ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय
So it goes down. The one that's choking on the gas just passes out, and the final one on its butt starts weeping.
Do you know how to cut wood?
Oh!
You're gonna learn.
Crawl into this cup. Do it.
Okay.
Good.
So he tries to stop any further violence by interjecting and saying that they are the flash mob group known as trash mobs, and they
Your routine is garbage.
with General Garbage, General Garbage, Private Pooter, and Sergeant Scrub is the one who is speaking at the moment, and he tells you that it has some very minor medical expertise as a sawbones. That's what it's listed, right? Sawbones.
Yeah.
As sawbones, and begs you to spare his life.
Well, good. Cutting wood is no different than sawing bones.
You know what? Sure.
Motion to allow him to stay, as long as he tells the town that it was Bubba Chunks who killed this entire flash mob or trash mob group.
Yes.
It
And if he
was
says
Bubba
anything
Chunks,
else-
wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Good.
And he has to become the town woodcutter.
Yep.
No, we
Or we do some-
looking for a better one.
And aren't we already there?
We can just bring him along if
Well,
we run out
It
of
was just
rations.
the first.
Oh, that was the first
But-
stop.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that was just after traveling a day. You were interrupted by.
Gotcha.
But being the thinker, he's a surgeon. He saws bones. It's no different than sawing wood. It's probably easier to saw wood than bones. Why wouldn't he be a good woodcutter?
Can he make things structurally sound though?
He just has to cut wood. That's what we're looking for.
Oh yeah. He's not
Yeah,
necessarily
but you want a
builder.
pro though, is what you're looking for.
Yeah, he's not boss.
That's true.
He's scrub.
He not
Right.
boss.
It's literally Sergeant Scrub.
Fine.
All right, Sergeant Scrub can come along
He'll come along. He'll be our medic
as long.
as he gets his own food rations.
And we use him as rations if we run out.
And Stump gets to
We
hold
gotta
the
think.
leash that's literally connected.
We gotta think green.
You're gonna leash him. And
Yeah, oh yeah,
just-
we're gonna leash him.
Yeah,
We're gonna leash
definitely.
him.
And I'm still never gonna move anywhere with him.
Yep, that's right. No, but yeah, when you feel like slinking off, or stealthing off, excuse me, because I slink, you stealth. When you feel like stealthing off, you can just tie him to like the pole in the middle of the camp.
So then I guess should we continue moving on towards
Yes.
the woodcutter we want?
I'd say so.
That's a turn.
Okay.
We'll move all those down and reset initiative.
2.
2.
It's gonna be straight twos now. 5. Unbelievable.
5.
Really?
Yeah, seriously, I think that die's weighted.
Okay.
Okay, so
Day 2.
You've made it to day 2 into the next location.
Is it as well wooded?
Oh yeah, it's well wooded. You do happen by a large cavern.
Oh.
It's just the thing of note in this hexagon
Is this cavern?
is this cavern on the way.
Is this where we should be?
So you're still one day away from the rumored pro woodcutter.
Is this where we should be keeping, like staying for the night?
Do we need to stay? Do we need to camp or we keep moving?
So I mean, like this.
I think we can drink grog to keep moving on.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's just,
Okay.
I say like
Yeah,
just
we
use the
each
time.
have 2 pips of grog. We haven't used it yet. May as well use it.
We use 1 pip of grog to get to where we gotta go.
Same.
We'll
Okay.
drink all of Scrub's grog in front of him and then drink ours.
yeah. If he can't hang, then we can just leave him.
Yeah. So
You're cool, right, bro?
Scrub. So Scrub is going to take the exhausted condition at this point while following
Fair.
you.
That's fine.
We don't care.
No, we don't care at all. We'll just keep pulling the leash harder.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll force your way on,
Yep.
and so now you get to there's the wood here is the trees are huge and thick, and you can see that there's already been all sorts of logging going on here, like very efficient logging. And you get to this massive clearing where you see just like colossal log cabin.
That's our man.
Yeah, it must be. So?
Let's go just knock on the door.
Yeah, so we go knock
So
on
you're
the
just
door.
gonna roll up to it?
Yep.
All right. Who's first in the marching order?
That's not it.
Downtown.
Or wait, it'd be
I mean,
yeah,
double.
it'd be
Yeah.
So as you're approaching,
2.
okay. So as you're approaching the log cabin haphazardly, you fall into a pit.
What'd you dig this here for?
Hold on.
I am so good at digging holes, I went into the future and dug this one to prevent myself from hurting
Hold on.
myself further, clearly.
How deep is the hole?
5.5 feet.
No.
It's 49 inches.
I'm going to
God.
die. I can't count that high.
I thought you could dig up to 4.5 feet.
Yeah, but I'm counting to 4, not 48.
But. Oh yeah.
But we're counting to 49.
Hey, thinker.
Yo,
How many feet is 49 inches?
7. Damn it.
We're screwed.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna die down here.
We're gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Help!
Hey, horn blower, blow your horn.
I forget how. I'm just so panicked.
Get the
Help!
Yeah, we can't use traits when we're panicked.
Oh, are you panicked?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I fell down a hole I can't get out of.
No, just him.
Oh, he
Oh,
just fell.
I just
Oh, I thought we
so-
all fell down the hole.
No. The marching order.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
No,
so
just
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So-
so just I fell down the hole. So yeah,
Then-
no, I'm panicking.
I immediately survey the area,
Should we get me out of
Okay.
this?
looking for any additional
This
trouble.
is how Master
any
Killer died.
sign of
I
the
put on my
woodcutter,
goggles.
Any other possible traps?
So with your expert level suspicion, you look around and you do see that there are just traps all over the place. Like you
Excellent.
definitely see like a mounted like giant
Right.
swinging log like ready to go.
a shotgun somewhere with like string around the trigger.
Yeah, with like little like wood pellets.
I believe it is a blunderbuss.
Yes.
Blunder.
So, Should I roll for said thing?
So the
I just see these traps.
So you see the you know that there's a number of traps protecting this cabin.
Is there a way toward the cabin to avoid the traps?
So that would be an action to try to
Determine said
to
path.
determine the path without triggering any traps whatsoever.
Because at this point, he fell down the hole. There's no necessarily spikes in the hole. There's no spiders in the hole that's gonna kill him. There's no snakes that are gonna kill him. So he's gonna be okay.
Speaking of
But
the
if we
hole,
find
I'm
it,
gonna
we're
just reach down and put my hand down and try to pull
It is only 4
pull
feet
Gobbleton out.
deep, and we are 4 feet tall.
Yeah. So
So
I'm just like,
I'm only 3 feet.
but you should still be able to reach my hand.
it's true.
He can't grip
Yeah,
it.
I don't have personable thumbs right now. I can't
What
smooth
if-
hands.
Can you do a a shovel hand stand? You can grab your feet.
Wait, you could just dig a slope out of here with your shovel hands.
Why didn't I ever think of that?
Because I'm the thinker.
This is true as well. Doubly true. True that.
Wonder I
Double true.
kept you around for a reason.
Well, well, while this goes on, I'm gonna roll to find a clear path toward the house.
Okay. So that's the action. The danger is, of course, you set off a trap.
Yep.
With injury being a trap goes off.
And then I can.
The
roll
twist
another
is
one.
it's an explosive trap and we all die.
Yeah.
You want to take that risk right now?
Why not?
Yeah. Why
So,
not?
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'll get a 5th one because of my suspicion. Right?
Yeah, you can use trigger your suspicion to get another die. Squinty eye.
Yeah, my squinty-eyedness. Ooh, this is not looking good, guys.
I think we're about to die.
I have a 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. So.
Oh god, that does not look good.
No. So. I don't find a way through. Let me see. The danger does not happen. So that means there's no harm that happens, right? If the danger doesn't happen.
So the
Danger was.
the harm would be from a trap. So yeah, there's no harm.
And then. I mean, I guess then.
Yeah, you're good.
Then we're good. Yeah.
You
so
just
we
yeah,
just don't find a way
You just
through.
don't find a way.
But we're all fine.
He's just digging his way out.
I'm just digging my way. I never thought to dig up
Is this the
before.
second-
That
the
never,
second turn?
that never
Is that what we're doing now?
mind blown.
This is the second turn?
This is turn 2.
It is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do I want to do here? So I am very ambitious to get a woodworker. Meaning I'm the high ambitioner. I need to get to that front door. How far away is it?
I mean,
How many potential traps in the way?
yeah. So, like, because you like want to sprint there, or
I don't know. I'm just stalling for time. How far away is it?
100 feet.
Okay.
An action of movement.
And there could be any amount of small to large traps in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and blow my horn and draw the guy out of his place.
Good call.
So, yeah.
Okay. So of course the
The danger
danger
is the
being
geese come back.
alerting, or just alerting anything of danger in the area to your presence.
So, I get a 6 and a 1, so I definitely blow the horn, but I alert something else too.
Okay. So you've blown the horn loud enough where whoever's inside has definitely heard your horn.
Have they opened the front door and checked?
So you see one of the logs kind of just like slide to the side from like an upper story, and you see well, I guess it's just the face. So a contoured beard and otherwise bald goblin sticks his head out.
I'm the only one that's supposed to have a beard.
Yours is huge. This is like a tiny.
Scraggly thing.
Yeah.
And yours is the only one in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not in town yet.
He's got to shave if he wants to come back with us.
Oh, we'll force him to.
So I guess that's my action anyway. So
So he looks out. Actually, that's not dark. What do all of you want out there?
you,
We want your wood.
My wood.
we need help.
We need help in town to build things. We need a woodcutter.
Oh, so you have come for the best.
That's what we're told.
Flash only.
We wouldn't come out here if you sucked.
We heard you were, but that's yet to be determined.
Well, you'd best come inside before the bears eat you.
What about all the traps?
And one fell in the hole down here. How do you get out of this one?
Well, he's almost out.
Yeah, but
I learned how to dig up.
What a novel concept.
I never
Actually, you
thought of
probably
it.
can
Yeah.
Can what?
dig up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh no, he already did.
slope
Yeah,
up.
dug like a ramp up the hole.
Yeah, it never occurred
Never
to
occurred to him.
Goblin to dig up instead of just down.
So smart.
So you turn around and in fact actually see bears coming like from slowly
Great.
learning,
Just
looming
luring.
from making their way toward you.
Then
So he shouts out to you directions. It's like step left, step right, follow my lead. We'll get inside.
Do a little
all
shuffle.
right. So yeah, we follow him and make it inside.
Yep. So you make it to the door and you hear like a series of locks, and then the door swings open. The massive door opens up, and inside you just see like all sorts of like intricate, beautiful furniture.
And this dude's a goblin too?
Yeah, this dude's a goblin. So when you see him, he's got like skin tight flannel overalls, and he's got a pipe that has nothing in it, but the craftsmanship is excellent.
So not only is he a woodcutter, but he's a furniture maker. So that's how he can furnish the tavern as well. And
Yes,
put
we
the
can eat two
goblin.
birds.
You can put goblin out of business too. 3 birds.
So
So he shuts the door. Don't want the bears to get in.
That would be preferable.
Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
I am Gobbleton von Filthyhood.
Gobby Jack here.
Stump.
I'll shovel.
I'm Sneef.
Sneef.
And then you see
I'm a witch, and if your work is good enough, we can trade wares.
and don't forget Sergeant Scrub, who's
Oh no.
just looks horrible. Like,
We don't mention sergeants.
We call him filth.
oh, what? Why are you treating a fellow goblin this way?
He attacked us first.
Popped out of the wood and they attacked us.
He's also a terrible dancer.
Yep, terrible dancer.
He attacked you. That is not the goblin way.
It's not the
It
goblin.
is not the goblin. I'm glad you get it.
Yep.
We should sequester him to my holding chamber.
He is in fact working with
I
Bubba Scratch.
What?
Whatever his name is.
No. Bubba Chunk.
Bubba Shanks.
Bubba Chunk's killed his friend.
Why is his name so forgettable?
Yeah.
This notorious killer
Poor
that
Bubba.
nobody knows his name.
That's his like one ability. That's just he's forgettable.
We can't sequester him in your holding. Thank you very much, though. We need to keep him on a tight leash because he's working on my buddy Gobtron's hands.
sequestered. I don't see horses.
That's Equester.
Oh, yes.
How do we know these big words?
I have been looking for ways to expand my craft. You may call me Timothy.
Timothy.
Timothy. I was expecting Timber, but that's fine too.
Yes, I get that quite often.
Maybe that was your cousin. I am quite old. Oh no, it must have been your grandfather was Timber.
Your name is suspiciously human. I don't trust it.
And he sounds different.
Are you sure you made all of this?
That's
furniture?
racist. Just because he's different doesn't mean he's bad.
He's the same race.
I didn't say he was bad. I just said he sounds different.
He's the same race.
Yes, he is. I'm
Quite certain that I am in fact a goblin.
Well, I just
So you're
tug his
looking to
ears.
expand your business.
Yes. To the
What can we do to bring you to Dumpsturk?
yeah.
Well, any opportunity to build and
We make your boss. Boss of word. How would you like to get word every day?
I would love that.
And you can then play with word, or whatever it is you do with it.
Why make everything you see before you?
You can make everything we need.
Did you make him?
Don't suggest such things.
Yeah, perhaps.
We'll never see each other before. Excellent. Well, I will need you to make a hand-legged hut for me, stairs for everyone to enter their homes, and furniture for the tavern. As
What
we
are
trying to
stairs?
supplant.
Yes, a great many things. Do you perhaps have a sawmill ready for me?
What?
About that.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Filth. Filth knows how to saw bones, as the thinker definitely pointed out. Thank you, Gobby Jack. Filth will saw all of the wood for you, so you can build whatever you want. He will be your son.
Wait,
He just like
filth
looks
or
at him.
scrub?
He's like,
You're talking about scrub,
scrub,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's calling him.
I'm
Filth.
calling him Filth.
Oh, well, filthy hole, so that's, I thought that's what you were talking about.
No. He's Gob-down.
Okay.
Only I can call him that.
Gotcha.
Only.
Ripper!
Well, I shall lock up my shop here. I must tend to a few things in my lower chambers first, and then I shall accompany you back.
Okay, can I help?
Oh, no, it's best that I handle it myself.
What are you hiding?
Nothing.
Gobby Jack isn't even the suspicious one.
Yeah, the dude's got traps everywhere, and he's totally by himself. I hide nothing.
Okay, I believe you. Go do your thing.
I don't.
So he walks away too, and he lifts up. It looks like a secret like floorboard thing that he lifts up and then starts descending down.
Almost like in God of War, like Kratos' little hideout in the floor.
Yes, yeah.
I follow him.
So you're gonna sneakily follow him.
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody else going to participate in this?
I'll come with.
I mean, if we're going underground, I need to make sure they're safe. I put my goggles on.
Stump?
I will follow at a distance. Do you want me to roll like a sneak roll or anything? Off
So
action,
So will you also like go into the lower chamber that's like lifted up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you'll like stay on the stairs, basically trying to hide there.
Yeah, I want to be hanging back at all times, like a
Okay.
shadow.
Okay.
Watching what's going on, but not involved.
So you'll. Okay, so you follow, you open it up, and you walk down, and you see that there are actually holding cells like everywhere. There's like a ton of them.
Are they
And-
occupied?
And they're occupied. You actually see Lady Gaba, who was rumored to have been kidnapped by the stranger. You see Mayor Goblinius is in there. You see Bubba Chunks is in there. You see Goblina's in there.
That whore!
She's fucking all these guys.
And so he stops and turns around and is holding like a massive hatchet.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Did you make all of these houses for all of these people? I think you need to make them bigger.
I look at him dead in the eyes and say, "You ready?"
Clink, 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 clink.
No, I mean,
To leave.
yeah, the woodcutter. I
Just
look at him
totally
dead in
ignore
the
what's
eye
going on here.
and say, "Are you ready?"
Oh, I see. Kindred goblins. Well, just one for the road. So he looks back at you and starts fingering which one.
Do this choice.
No, I think we should bring what's his face.
Oh, are we bringing him, or are we easy killing him?
Baba
Oh,
Chunks.
he's killing him.
Bubba Chunks.
Oh no, don't kill Baba Chunks. Kill the mayor.
Kill the mayor.
Kill the mayor so then we can take over as mayor. And then we kill take Baba Chunks.
Well, we can frame Boa Chunks for killing the mayor.
And
kill
then
the
we
mayor.
we
Kill the
hang
rest
him in
of all
the
of those
town
people.
center.
Yeah, leave Boba Chunks here to rot.
You know what? We should just take all the precautions and burn this place to the ground.
But it's so finely constructed.
Can we take Lady Gaba? I love her music.
Oh, she's sure to sing like a bird about what's transpired here.
Yeah,
Well, good. I love listening to her sing.
no one will believe her anyway.
he says deviously. Okay.
Fine, we'll leave her.
So the mayor is the
Mayor will be the
is the
victim.
choice. Okay.
mayor's the choice.
So you see this goblin just walk over, like throw open the cell, and the mayor's like in the corner, like, no, I'm so sorry. I know I stole all the food and money, but I can explain. Please don't let him do this.
You can't explain anything. You took it all for yourself and left us with just his food. Could have killed us.
It did kill many people. I was working well.
I don't trust anyone least than a murderer.
You selfish mayor.
I
Can't
made-
trust a politician.
I made good soup twice.
Yes.
He did. It was actually
That-
really good.
And that has all been while you've been gone, Mayor.
So
We
gotta
don't need
keep-
you
Yep,
anymore.
we gotta keep it trending.
yeah, when you say you've made good soup twice, then he says, and in a moment you'll have made good soup thrice. And he throws the goblin to the ground and decapitates him.
That's
That
what you were
that was
gonna do?
violent. That was violent.
Okay, well. Okay.
So you ready to come cut wood now?
So he polishes off the exquisite long hatchet, gets all of the blood off, and he says, and he looks over at Sergeant Scrub. Well, get to work, cut him up so we can have some soup. So Sergeant
He's just like
Scrub
sobbing.
is like, yeah, exhausted, panicked, like horrified, everything going on, and yeah, just starts cutting up the mayor. And then the mayor actually has a note on him as well that he takes out while he's like cutting him up for the soup.
It's from his beloved Goblino.
So the note actually tells of this whole plot to gradually waste all of the resources for Dumpsturk, and in exchange will be granted a mansion in Haverhill. And it's part of this whole plan to basically cause, instead of fight the goblin villages, just make them implode from lack of resources. And it's signed Mayor Brian.
Oh, shit.
Unsurprised, I take the note. I say it looks like we chose the right one. Throw the note down, and I use my ability one last time to burn it.
No evidence.
And the and the story fades out with Goblin being thrown into the pot with Stump sitting there stirring it.
We didn't need a mayor anyway.
So basically from here, You have encountered the legendary stranger who kidnaps goblins, and
Who was
why?
really just the expert woodcutter.
Yeah, who also is a master woodcutter,
Everybody needs a hobby.
and is basically in exchange for bringing this cannibal back to Dumpsturk. You will now have the means to build all sorts of like exquisitely crafted buildings, but for the good of Dumpsturk.
The greater.
And now
We
we
build town walls to keep out the geese.
To keep out the
They can just fly over the wall.
Not if there's a wall.
Yeah, but now we also
I'm the thinker here.
we know how to punish capital offense too.
Yeah.
Feed them to the woodcutter.
Now, can we invent a device that makes beheadings quicker, maybe more efficient? And we can call it the Killer Team.
The
We
killer.
got filth. Oh, and as a good gesture, we completely donate filth to the woodcutter.
Oh,
We just
yeah, it's
no,
like
no
a-
price. He is now yours.
Your slave.
Do whatever you want, as long as we get good prices on all the huts and.
So to speak to the therapeutic aspect, so I think this is an excellent game for approaching depression because it has a lot of these mechanics that are already built in for treating them. If you look at like cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. So going back to Aaron Beck, cognitive behavioral therapist from decades ago. So there's homework assigned to help treat depression, and it's essentially keeping a journal. And the journal itself isn't like, these are all the things I've done for today. It's more of a checklist. And this is when, you're suffering from some serious depression, like it's a struggle just to get out of bed. Boom, that's number one. I got out of bed today, check. I took a shower today, check. And Goblinville, when you're taking on these roles of goblins, it's very low expectations. So like the start of the game is go to work. You can do any job, and there's no roles or consequences or expectations of the quality of the job you do. It's just do it.
Yeah.
So go to work, check. You get a scratch, and that's it. And still by doing so, you've accomplished something where you're adding to Goblinville. So even this very simplistic action where you've now done something and you've received a reward through scratch.
Yep.
And in some way you've contributed to this wonky town. And so you've done a number of things that are in the process to healing.
Yeah.
And so if you think anything about any of that I've just said.
Yeah, no, and I mean, like, there's a couple other things too, like that I think kind of lend itself to helping out when it comes to depression. I mean, the fact that you're goblins, and it's going to be funny anyway because goblins are always a little bit snarky and quirky anyway. In most lore you come across that have goblins in it, so it's always it's probably going to end up being funny and humorous, which definitely I think did play itself out a few different times throughout the course of the game. So that certainly helps. But also too, you talked a little bit about kind of just not having not having a huge expectation of yourself, or society having a huge expectation of yourself, but you're still contributing to society. Depression is certainly something that I struggle with myself. I'm fully transparent there, and like something that I think about quite often is like, my job gets very stressful sometimes. It can be really stressful. I'm in IT. It's usually when things are working well, it's very low stress. Not that when things break, then all of a sudden all the red alarms are going off, and you really have to pay attention and buckle down and do your job. And it can get very stressful. And it's like in those times, I think to myself, man, it would be so nice to like just go back to like the job I had in college. Where there were those low expectations, but I was still getting paid. I was still, not nearly as well as I, get paid in my adult life, but you still get paid. You're still contributing to society in a way. You're still paying your taxes and things like that. but there's that stress level, it brings you down. So I think that's really, a really cool aspect of this game, where you do play this character, this goblin, that you're just a little peon, essentially. We had a hornblower, we had a cook, we had the witch, which I think the Sneef, Alex's character, was probably the most important character, or important citizen rather, to Dumpster. At least
cured the sneeze.
He cured the sneeze. He allowed me to grow a magnificent beard. I think that's definitely a cool aspect of this game. You role play a character that's not necessarily somebody that's super, super important, but you still contribute.
Kind of to summarize that a little bit, so where you're playing goblins, you don't have to worry about any sort of heroic traits. I'm not like the super strong one. You're just a goblin. Everybody's stats are the same. The only difference in what helps your rolls or inhibits them is just cunning.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you kind of do that as a group, where it's like, all right, how do I approach this from a smart way?
And when you say cunning, you're talking about the actual players.
Right, yeah, the player. It's the player itself, not the
character.
Goblin. Making smart decisions puts you in good position, and it helps.
In real life, when you make good decisions, you usually wind up in a good spot.
Yep. And and likewise, when you make poor decisions, you're in a bad position.
Well, been there, done that.
So, and then just sometimes the rolls, even if you're in a good position, sometimes the rolls just don't go your way, and that's kind of life.
Commander, I require your presence on the bridge.
With all due respect, I have not been able to isolate the problem, sir. I might make a mistake.
Yes, you might, but that does not alter your duty to me and to this ship. And Commander, it is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
And also to go back a little bit too, to where you're a peon, and within the village you over time can work your way up to a veteran and to a boss. And
which we were working on getting Stump to become the boss cook.
Right. And again, what you were saying about like the what's the right word I want to use? Anyway, about like the college aspect and like being like younger and contributing in a way, and over time, you'll hopefully like when you're following this schedule and like, okay, I got out of bed today, I took a shower today, I actually went out and went grocery shopping today, and you're working your way up. And also like that in Goblinville, you're working your way up to a veteran of your job and into a boss. And so it's really parallel to this measure that we use for treating depression, in my opinion anyway, that you're moving in a positive direction simply by taking action.
Right.
And that helps, like actions itself, the mind body are connected, and by getting your body up and about, you're getting your mind up and about. It's very structured too, which is important when addressing mental health issues. Like structure in basically any sort of mental health issue is important in your approach. And you have so you go off on your adventure, we'll touch that in a minute, but you get back to town and you need a place to stay for the night. So it's like, okay, that's part of my scratch. And so that comes up every single day. Otherwise you sleep in the street. And so you're just not going paying bills.
Right.
But you have all these set town events that you do as part of the game. And same with when you're going off and adventuring, you have your surprises, certainly. Like when we went to it ended up being the name of the lake, Goose Lake.
Oh man.
Death Goose Lake.
Death Goose Lake. I forget what we called it. Yep.
But because I didn't pre-plan that. That was all of them. It's like, I'm just gonna roll with this Death Goose Lake.
Death Goose. Yeah. Why not?
But anyway, so they adventured there, and they all had a different purpose going there, and all of that was variance. But at the end of that time, they all took their actions. Like, okay, well now we have to set up our camp, and so we took our actions. The lights went down. We set up camp, and now we rebuild and prepare ourselves for life, basically, for the next day. Right.
Yeah.
But all of that is set with a humorous tone, like you were saying before about these quirky goblins. And so, I was cracking up when the rest of them had snuck off during camp time. One of them was, confronted by geese on accident. And the other two kind of snuck off, didn't wake Gobby Jack, and he's the horn blower. What's he do? Blow the horn. And next thing we know, the death geese are on their way. And all of that is humorous, certainly. You know, there's no real threat, like death geese aren't actually coming to slaughter Nate.
At least I hope not.
Yeah, right.
We are near water outside there, so who knows?
Right. Those Canadian geese, they do flock. But right, and that's all very humorous. And so while performing these activities, there's that whole humor aspect that makes the activities lighter, and it makes you want to do them.
Right.
So that's important too, where it's like, all right, why am I bothering to do this? Like, well, you're going to enjoy it because it's funny.
Exactly.
So let me just touch on agoraphobia real quick.
I hate spiders.
Right, yeah. So by definition, we'll put it across the top or something, but essentially, you need to be close to something, hand's length away, and so that's why it's often like the fear of going outside is, where it ends up leading. But so you're in your little safe goblin village, and you're doing all these activities, and now we're going to adventure out, and the
adventure into the unknown.
Right, and that's what it is. Like you have this map, and there are rumors tied to these different hexagons you go to, and so you're not technically supposed to just blindly adventure, and there's supposed to be something related to where you're going, but you ultimately don't have it mapped out. And you create
the map as you go.
Right, the map as you go, and you write down like the significant landmarks and whatnot, and so you're kind of seeing what's outside of your village, and by doing so, you acquire new abilities, new items,
new knowledge,
or just have fun. And so you have all these new experiences that you get to have by going outside.
just leaving the village, leaving Dumpster.
Moving on to the challenges of Goblinville. So the biggest challenge for me was, what is a challenge? Because I knew we were going to spend time coming up with these hilarious goblins, and I didn't want to just kill them.
Right.
That was a big thing for me. And there was definitely examples of monsters in the book and whatnot, and they have their special moves. And so I'm sitting here, like, I don't know what moves I want to really create for these monsters, and how many monsters, and whatnot. So I think the biggest challenge for me was just that first time, what is really going to be a threat for ending these goblins here?
Right.
Generally, I thought that the group made pretty good decisions.
For the most part.
Yeah, there were a couple times. But I think once they got a handle on it themselves too, they started making the wiser choices.
Right.
So the other challenge, I think, was also coming up with just how much content do I need, which is often a challenge for me, because I'm the classic over-preparer. And where with Ghost Ops, I prepared 120 plus NPCs and all these cards.
I think we maybe met like 10 of them.
There's just way too many, so I really scaled that back for Goblinville, and I focused a little more on just significant landmarks and what things could happen there. And even still, there were 2 dungeons. Didn't go to either of them. Going for actual like dungeon delving and.
Well, we had to go find Bubba Chunks.
Yeah, we gotta find Bubba Chunks.
I'm amazed I remembered his name this time.
That's right. Yeah, he's finally
remembered his name.
Serial killer. That was something else too. I was like, what's going to be the most entertaining for this group? And it's kind of, going back and forth with your prepared content and the flow of what they're coming up with in the spot.
Right.
And the finding the master cook, which never dawned on me as being like the first thing that they're going to do. I thought for sure it was going to be the woodcutter so they could actually build buildings.
No. We needed a tavern first.
No, absolutely, yeah. And that was really on me. Like, what group of players is like, no, get that tavern.
Get that tavern built.
Yeah.
Especially goblins, come on.
Yeah, grog is so central to their lifestyle. But yeah, so I thought that overall though, like it wasn't, the challenges weren't that great. Like it was pretty easy to navigate this and have a lot of fun with it, whether or not we were doing what I had prepared or what was coming up by the players on the spot. It all seemed to mesh really well.
No, I agree.
And I think that's really a great aspect of Goblinville that they've set up.
Yeah, and I mean, like for me, I'm my biggest challenge I think is coming up with the challenge. Yeah, so like one of the mechanics was a little difficult for me to wrap my head around first was the marching order because initiative is done so differently in other games. So I wasn't like the first time you explained it, like I didn't quite understand what we were doing, like how it worked. But then actually once I saw it in practice, it was easy. So I'd say that was the biggest challenge, and that really wasn't that big of a challenge even. It was a very easy game to pick up and learn and just kind of roll with and have fun with. Actually, I did just think of something that was also a bit of a challenge where, and again, I guess this isn't necessarily a major one, but in a lot of games, like I'm going to go back to Kids on Bikes, the very first game we played. In Kids on Bikes, the story was completely made up by Conrad. Same thing, with Clink and with Shattered. The story was completely made up by the GM. Whereas this, the setting and everything was made up, but then you kind of get shoved off and you get let loose in this sandbox, if you will. And it's like, what do you want to go do? And I think I know at the beginning, and just by watching the episode, when we first kind of start to play in the middle of the second episode, you can kind of tell we're all a little like, well, I don't know, what do we do? But so it was kind of a little difficult or a little challenging to get that ball rolling. But once we did, then it all kind of came naturally. It was a lot of fun. So I think sometimes it's nice to play those linear games where, not even necessarily a linear game, but a game where the GM has come up with the story. There's kind of just one main thread you're following or a couple main threads that you're following. And then, the characters play that out, the players play it. But where the players are kind of the ones navigating the story and everything, I know that sometimes, at least for me, it was kind of a challenge to come up with what do I want to do next.
And just to speak to that too, I had a few, I did the rumor thing, and the main one was with the mayor getting sick and being missing for a few days. And I thought that would be more significant than it was, where it's all right, we're trying to build up Goblinville, and now the leader of our village is missing.
And we just completely, we need a tavern.
Yeah.
Screw the mayor, we need a tavern first.
So I was planning on unraveling the mystery of what happened to the mayor and this greater plot with Haverheel and Mayor Brian, the human mayor, and all of that. And so that wasn't really explored until 3/4 of the way through. It was the first time.
Yeah, it really
kind
of brought up.
Oh, the mayor's gone. So at that point, I wasn't going to start fresh from there where I knew, the set time we had. Okay, well, how do I condense this now? Or it's okay, you find a note that the mayor has essentially sold you out.
Right.
And that was kind of with the ending too, where, to be honest, I didn't plan on Timothy actually being the stranger. They were two separate people to begin, and so all right, let me wrap this up real tightly, and it got dark, but it was Timothy's the stranger. He's the one who kidnapped these different people.
It got dark really quick.
Yeah, Bubba Chunks is there. So I grabbed all those threads and I tried to give it a meaningful ending.
Yeah, which I think worked out very well.
So yeah, and then continuing on from there, which I think we're planning on doing.
Yeah, I think this is a game we're gonna come back to.
Yeah, so I know, so Alex was the first time ever role playing there, and he really enjoyed it. And
he actually showed up that day thinking we were playing a board game.
Yep.
He didn't know it was an actual RPG, like a tabletop RPG.
Yeah, so it was quite an experience for him.
Yep.
But he's really into it, and that's I think another great thing about Goblinville, that we roped in somebody new.
Yeah, and Alex has been somebody we've been trying to get to play these games for probably 15 years or so. For him to actually sit down and play it, and not just play it, but enjoy it, he actually went out and bought his own set of dice. So that says something.
To continue on from where we left off, the Goblin Village dumpster has essentially become this horrible oligarchy where they're just if they don't like somebody, they frame them as criminals, and if something like that. Yeah, or if somebody is openly defying them, or if they are breaking the law, one way or another, this very hardcore justice is carried out, where they're sold off to Timothy, this demented serial killer cannibal, but he's the greatest woodcraftsman of his age. I mean, after all the traps and everything. So
that's true.
So now Dumpster has gone from a dumpster to this. I mean, probably the best Goblin Village construction-wise anywhere around.
Yeah.
The way it's run, not so much, but. So I would think, continuing on, that there may be other people who are now looking at their village, either wanting to become members of it or attack it. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be warfare and either truly ascending to next tier Goblin Village, Goblin City, with acquiring more boss tier characters to fill out the entire village, and also to reign supreme on other surrounding hexagons.
Yep.
So I think continuing on is pretty easy.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. So that was Goblinville. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you might want to see. Leave a message down in the comments below. Hit us up on Twitter @DeegeTime or on Facebook @DeegeTime. Let us know what you want to see. If you do want us to continue Goblinville, which I think we're gonna anyway, but if you want to, let us know what characters you want to see come back. Whatever you want. We want to give you guys what you want to see. That's what we're here for. We're here to entertain you and teach you things about therapy and gaming and goblins and fantasy, right?
Right.
That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
What was your favorite goblin?
Who was your favorite
goblin? That. Yeah, it was Gobnoxious, let's be real.
Yeah, Gobnoxious. He was made and then never showed up.
No, he died.
Oh, that's right, he died! Yeah. Gobnoxious died! Casualty of war, my friends. And also check out our website at deegetime.com. Conrad will be posting all of his GM notes there for this game, as well as any other game that we play. So check that out as well. But for DeegeTime, I'm Nate. He's Conrad. I'm saying it this time. You guys stay classy. I got it. Made it. Did it. He didn't do it. I did it. You guys stay classy. F*** you.